Bucky Brooks and Jennings are back. So, Greg, are the 49ers mishandling their quarterback situation?
No, I don't think they're mishandling the situation. I don't mind them using both guys. What I saw yesterday, I'll be honest, I did not care for that. The alternating in and out in the midst of a drive or a series, it's just challenging. And I get what Kyle Shanahan is trying to do. And I said this weeks back, like, he's an offensive genius. So he wants to keep the pressure on every defense that he plays, letting them know that, look, this is an opportunity for you to not lock in on one guy, or this is an opportunity for us to capitalize on the fact that you think we're going to just come out here with one guy under the helm. However, you got to start to look at things internally, and you start with yourself. And when I look at self, if I'm on this offense and I'm a receiver or I'm an offensive lineman, it's hard to establish a rhythm, starting with the cadence. Quarterbacks have different types of cadence. It's fine when you give them a complete series and say, this is your series. But when you start rotating them like we rotate, we see receivers going in and out, and you have their voice under center. Their feel is different under the center. Their cadence is different. All the rhythm, all the continuity, it feels different. There's no real opportunity for anyone to gather a rhythm or get into sync. And I know the novice fan is looking at it like, oh, yeah, well, they're just running plays. But this is how Kyle Shanahan thinks. And I believe that this is his psyche right now. He believes he has two quarterbacks that can get the job done. And what he's showing and what he showed yesterday was that it is about the system. It's not about the individual. And so you have players that understand that. And if they completely buy in, it works. If you have one player that does not buy in, it blows up. And it's not just about the quarterbacks. It's about every person, all 11 guys buying into the fact that it's going to be a revolving door if this is the decision in the way that he decides to go. I don't mind it. I didn't like what I saw yesterday. I think you can win alternating guys in series, and they both provide something, and you're going to put pressure on defenses, but you got to be leery how you do it.
I'm with you, Greg. I know what you're trying to say right there. You got to be leery because this is fake football. So, no, they're not mishandling it right now. This is the time to experiment. This is a glorified practice. It's preseason, but it's about to get real. Them bullets are going to be real. And when it gets real, you can't be doing this fake stuff right here. And that's the problem. Kyle Shanahan needs to speak the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth. But he out here lying. I thought that Jimmy G only was in jeopardy just because of injury. Y'all got to remember, Jimmy G is an all-time winner, not just a normal, traditional winner. Like, 1 year as a starter, fully healthy, takes you to the Super Bowl. All-time winner. Only issue is he's not reliable because he's injured. He's injury-prone. We get it, Kyle. That's fine. Move up in the draft and grab an insurance policy. But Jimmy G right now, he ain't hurt. Jimmy G right now is not injured. And you got an all-time winner there, and you don't want to use him up because of what? Trey Lance is looking good. Trey Lance is looking great. Oh, I could keep defenses on their heels because I have two guys that could play the position. I'm going to tell you what Devin the Dude said. Sometimes you can give up for show, for mo, and end up with no. Now, y'all go find that song and understand what he's talking about, and it applies to this situation right here. You could get too cute in these situations, and you want the best of both worlds and might end up with nothing at all. Let me talk from a defender's perspective. This is why the Wildcat went away, because as a defender, you're sitting there at first respecting fully the Wildcat. Oh, man, no matter who the quarterback is, this is a running back, it's a quarterback, I don't care. We're going to fully respect it as a defense. But then about a few seconds later, you're like, man, I ain't tripping off this dude because he can't throw, he can't run, et cetera, et cetera. So you start to hone in. Y'all don't get this because a lot of people didn't play pro football. As Greg said, you're sitting at home, the novice, like, what? It's just a play. Who cares about continuity? Break it down to you like this. You ever walk into a room that you've never been in before? First 5 seconds of that room, you're quiet, trying to figure out what's this room like, reading the room. Don't want to use all your weapons at first, right? About 10 minutes in, you dog cursing people. You comfortable, the shoulders down, you just chilling. That's the same thing a defense is going to see once we see the real version of this and start to realize, oh, he only runs these plays and he only runs these plays. Then we're going to circle in, we're going to smell blood in the water, and we're going to attack. Kyle Shanahan better be careful because when it gets real, this is going to seem real fake.
Oh, no. This is straight from the pages of the NFL history book. I don't know if you guys, maybe you guys are too young to really understand this, but back in 1971, the great Tom Landry did this with Craig Morton and Roger Staubach all the way to a Super Bowl victory with the Dallas Cowboys. In fact, he alternated Morton and Roger Staubach every other play in a game against the Chicago Bears to success. And so when I'm looking at Kyle Shanahan, I'm saying, okay, I see what you're doing. You got both of these guys in there. And Marcellus, you're saying, oh, once you figure out, hey, when this guy's in, they only run these plays. And when this guy's in, they only run these plays. But imagine if you speed up the game and you run a little tempo with that, where you reason and season trying to get to the line of scrimmage, you can't really figure out who is in the game. What Kyle Shanahan is doing, he's putting defensive coordinators on notice. Look, you can talk about this Wildcat thing if you want to, but Trey area can throw. And so now you got to worry about that part of it to go with Jimmy Garoppolo, who is a winner. I love the fact that he is thinking outside of the box, putting both quarterbacks on the field, allowing both guys to get experience and do it, because now every quality control guy is in the room cursing because he has to stay up all night charting all these plays that Trey Lance and Jimmy Garoppolo are in, and for a running game that is already complex and tough to defend, when you throw Trey Lance in every other play, it creates a nightmare. You saw the touchdown. I love this from Kyle Shanahan. I think is one of the reasons why we celebrate him as an offensive genius.
Oh, Bucky and Kyle Shanahan. Okay, now I'm starting to see the resemblance because you just said something that Kyle Shanahan would say, and most people wouldn't catch this, but I do because I'm a great listener. We're going to throw Trey Lance in there. No, you ain't. You're going to run Trey Lance in there because last time I checked, Trey Lance can't throw. 46.3% completion percentage in the preseason against backups. You know what they call that in baseball? Under the Mendoza line. That means, man, you don't even qualify to be in the conversation of being a passer until you can get that at least over 50%, and he hasn't done that just yet. So you know what we're going to see? We're going to see him out there running the football, trying to set up some short passing or some bootleg, some option running, all the stuff we've seen. We need to see more if we're going to really respect what Trey Lance can do under center. Well, Jimmy Garoppolo, he can do it all, maybe not to the level you desire, Kyle Shanahan. I don't know why, because the results can't be refuted. Once again, fourth best winning percentage since 1970. Bucky wants to take us to 1971. I'm old enough to take you to 1970. Only behind Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, and Tom Brady in terms of win percentage. Dog, be real about this. We ain't even got to sit up here and argue. Two things stand out to me. One, if you got a guy who wins at that level, just use him up if the only issue really is his injury concerns. And two, let the quarterback go out there and have the ability, as Greg said, to self-correct. You played the game, Bucky. In the first quarter, you make a mistake. And you're sitting there like, oh, when I get this opportunity again in the third quarter, oh, I'm going to make them pay for it. How about this, Bucky? Under Kyle Shanahan's system, you won't be out there in the third quarter. You don't know when you're going to be out there. You won't get that same opportunity to self-correct. To me, this is going to undermine itself, and it's going to eat its own.
Oh, Marcellus, you fell right into that because I know you're a guy who appreciates the finer things in life. I know that you like nice cars and those things. So you know what's better than one Maybach? Two. So what you do is you alternate days. So when you have an opportunity to have two nice, luxurious cars, you get in both of them. Some of them you go during the week, but then there's your Saturday and Sunday car because, you know, Saturday and Sunday we may head down PC8. That's a different kind of shine that we want to attract on ourselves. So what Kyle Shanahan is doing, he's saying, hey, man, I got a nice quarterback in Jimmy Garoppolo, but I got this other thing right here, this vet that we may just take out on the weekend. Look, I can't ride it to work. It's not my commuter, but it's that thing that I want every now and then. If I was young enough to still pull up to the club, maybe I would have that go to valet. So maybe Kyle Shanahan is channeling the inner bachelor pad and saying, you know what? I think I'm going to unveil this Trey Lance on them and let them feel me. Let them see how I get down. And when you see the way that that offense operated against the Raiders, it was successful. So you know what you do? Now you pull up to the spot the next week doing the same thing with a little more shine and shimmer. And so I believe this is something that we're definitely going to see in the regular season. We might as well get used to it.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna see it, and we should get used to it. I just prefer it not be every other snap. But I will say this: this is what Kyle Shanahan is looking at it like. Like every offensive coordinator, every defensive coordinator is trying to create an offensive and a defensive advantage. How else can you better do that when you have the person running the offense who is interchangeable at any moment of the game or any drive that you want to say, you know what, let's go with Trey right here. They won't be ready for that. Teams automatically know they have to prepare for multiple receivers or running backs. That is known. But when you have to prepare, to your point, Bucky, and this is why it is going to be crucial for all 11 guys to buy in. Sitting down with Kyle Shanahan, even over last year, he harped on how great and how excellent it was to work with the guys that he had because they were all sold and they were all in on what we were trying to get accomplished as a team, as a offensive unit. If that remains the case, I do believe this works like a charm. You can do it and perform it however you would like. But I also believe that he is under the notion that, you know what, it keeps my quarterbacks sharp. It keeps my quarterbacks on their toes. It's going to keep Jimmy Garoppolo like really pressing the envelope and not being in relaxation mode, just relying on, you know what, I'm just going to turn around and hand it off. No, you're going to make that play because he challenges his quarterbacks to push that ball down the field. He wants to see that. So when you don't have as many opportunities or you don't know when the opportunity is coming, you're going to take a shot that you ordinarily wouldn't take because you feel like, I got time. I got another series. But that is going to be unknown. So we're going to see a lot of quarterbacks in this system, or the two that we know, taking chances, and we're going to see who's making those plays.
Man, Greg is up here preaching right now. Speak to him, Greg. This is what I talked to a few of those USC running backs when they had the running back by committee and the carousel. And every time they got in there, you know what their mindset was? I got to score because I don't know how many more touches I'm going to get. But you know what the problem is? If you go out there trying to score, all you're doing is bouncing out. And we know that as a defense as well. You got to go set us up. But you're not going to give these quarterbacks time to set you up. But Jimmy Garoppolo is interested in his mindset. He's been the whipping boy for so long that he's just going to fall in line. Y'all know Jimmy G. He knows that he's auditioning for his next opportunity. So he's going to allow them to do these things, and he's not going to say anything, and he's going to be the company man. But the problem with it is just too cute. It's just too cute. Y'all ever do something too cute? All right, Bucky, we're going to use your 2 cars. First of all, that's a bad purchase right there, having multiple cars. I got 1 Tesla. That's all you need. Trust me, you can do it all that way. But in your example, you try to make it different than it really is. Greg nailed it. It's going to be like every other snap. That's different. That's like you got the Maybach and you're like, all right, I'm about to go to the beach. All right, about to go meet up with him, right? So you're on the 405 with the Maybach, then you're about to get on the 10, then you say, let me pull over. Let me now jump into the vet from the 10. Then, let me stop. Let me pull over. We on PCH in the Maybach. Then we get to valet. I'm in the vet in valet. And then you finally say, where they at? Where the girls go? They're like, nah, they Ubered home, bruh. You took too damn long.